takes toll on troops and kids. Anxiety and fear up in 6 of 10, new survey says. And after 7 years of war, most children of combat troops are showing more fear, anxiety, and behavioral problems, according to the Pentagon's most sweeping survey of the effects of war on military kids. 6 out of 10 U.S. military parents told researchers that their children have increased levels of fear and anxiety when a parent is sent to war, according to a new survey of more than 13,000 military spouses of active duty service members. More than half of those surveyed say generally their children have coped well or very well with a parent who has gone to war. But 1 in 4 say the child has coped or is coping poorly or very poorly. And a third say the child's grades and behavior in school have suffered and getting worse. Nearly 900,000 troops with children have deployed to war since 2001. And the Pentagon estimates that currently 234,000 children have a mother or father at war. The survey last year had a margin of error of plus or minus 4 percentage points, said the head of the Pentagon Office of Family Policy, Children and Youth. For now, the Pentagon is very concerned about the effects of multiple deployments. Children have classmates who have lost a parent. It's in their face that it could happen to me. Army documents show that nearly 600,000 active duty soldiers have deployed once since 2001. 110,000 have gone twice. 38,000 have gone 3 times. And 8,000 have done 4 tours. Deployments last from a year to 15 months. Troubled children add to a growing list of war-strain issues that the military, and particularly the Army, struggle with, including increases in suicide, mental health problems, alcohol abuse, and divorce, among others. A more recent study by UCLA of nearly 200 families of active duty Army and Marine Corps personnel shows problems for children may not go away. A year after parents return from combat, at least 30% of the kids exhibited clinical levels of anxiety, levels requiring possible treatment. The kids' average age was 8. Children kept worrying that their parents might return to war, says the study's author. When the parent puts on the uniform, the child becomes distressed that they're not going to be coming back, and some of them might not come back. And in related story, Iraqis demand protection from increased bombings. Hundreds of angry Iraqis gathered around the wreckage of a market bombing in Baghdad, where 78 people died, demanding better protection from the government after U.S. troops pulled back to bases. A new string of blasts has cast doubt on the Iraqi forces' ability to keep the lid on a stubborn insurgency. U.S. and Iraqi officials have warned that more bombs more attacks are to be expected in the days before and after U.S. troops complete a withdrawal from cities and major urban centers. More than 160 people have died in bombings over the past 5 days, with many hundreds more wounded. I expect more explosions, said a 33-year-old grocer. Iraqi forces don't have enough experience. They don't check vehicles very well at their checkpoints. They must prove their abilities to the people. In other words, they're not American troops. The insurgent or terrorist or militant groups, whatever have you call them, want to send a message that when the U.S. troops leave the cities, there will be a security vacuum. Relaxed security and corruption at checkpoints is the main reason we fear what may come next, said a 40-year-old taxi driver. Some of the new bombs that they're building have small steel balls and nails, and some of them are especially or more big than ever before. They're getting bigger. Bigger and bigger. And attacks in Iraq have continued on a daily basis despite the security gains of the past 2 years. But many of the recent bombings have been larger in terms of numbers killed. Now they are using motorcycles as they adopt new tactics to penetrate the concrete walls and other measures aimed at preventing car bombs and suicide attacks, deadly motorcycle bombs. Yes, they have started to use motorcycles more because they're easy to move and can be used to avoid security checkpoints. The latest criminal acts inside Iraqi cities are clear proof that there will be no withdrawal and that the occupier is trying to find pretexts to stay in our holy land. One El Sadar aide said. And, yes, what is wrong with Iraq? When will the violence stop? Or will it start getting worse again now that American troops are starting to pull out of the big cities into bases outside of them? Yes, very likely it could start getting worse again. So when will the Iraq War be won? How will it be won? And how will they know when they have won? And again, what is there to win? All these things are more signs of the end times transition days. Everything that must change, it must change quickly or rapidly. And everything is connected. And all these are more signs happening day by day.